In the driest place on Earth, a new mountain range is rising. It's not made of rock or sand, but of something far more familiar, something you might even be wearing right now. This is the Atacama Desert in Chile, and it has become the final resting place for the world's unwanted clothes. A vast, sprawling graveyard of fast fashion, so enormous that it's now visible from space. This colorful scar on the landscape is a stark, physical manifestation of our global obsession with cheap, disposable clothing. It represents a colossal failure in a system designed for endless consumption, where the end of a garment's life is rarely considered. How did we get here? How did a place known for its pristine, otherworldly landscapes become a dumping ground for last season's trends? The answer lies in the complex and often ruthless economics of the global supply chain. Each year, an estimated 59,000 tons of used and unsold clothing arrive in Chile's Iquique port, a tax-free zone designed to stimulate commerce. The clothes come from all over the world, primarily from Europe, Asia, and North America. They are sent by manufacturers and retailers, offloading excess inventory, and by charities and resellers who have received more donated clothing than they can possibly sell. The intention, at least on paper, is for these garments to be sorted and resold across Latin America. Around 20,000 tons might find a new home, sold in local markets by importers who sift through massive bales of fabric, hoping to find treasures among the trash. But the remaining 39,000 tons, a staggering amount, have nowhere to go. This is the clothing that is deemed unsellable. It might be damaged, stained, or simply out of style. The sheer volume overwhelms any capacity for resale, and so it begins its final journey into the desert. This is where the economics become truly perverse. For the importers who handle these massive shipments, dealing with the unwanted surplus is a major problem. Recycling options in the region are virtually non-existent or prohibitively expensive. Textile recycling is a technically complex and costly process. Separating blended fibers, removing zippers and buttons, and processing the material requires specialized infrastructure that simply isn't available at the scale needed. So, the cheapest option becomes the most destructive one. It's less expensive to pay a truck driver to haul the bales of clothing into the desert and illegally dump them than it is to store them or attempt any form of responsible disposal. The desert becomes a landfill by default. Piles grow upon piles, a surreal tapestry of t-shirts, jeans, and jackets, slowly being swallowed by the sand. These garments are not just cotton or wool, they are overwhelmingly made from synthetic fibers like polyester and nylon. These are, in essence, plastics. They will not biodegrade in the same way natural fibers do. Instead, they will persist in the environment for hundreds of years, slowly breaking down into smaller and smaller microplastics. These microplastics can contaminate the soil and the scarce underground water sources, posing a threat to the fragile desert ecosystem. The environmental cost is immense, yet it's a cost that is not paid by the fashion brands that produce the clothes or the consumers who bought them. The cost is externalized, borne by the local environment and the communities living in the shadow of this textile mountain. The piles of clothing are also a fire hazard. Spontaneous or intentionally set fires are common, releasing toxic fumes from the burning plastics and dyes into the air. This creates a public health crisis for the nearby communities, many of which are already struggling with poverty. They are left to breathe the chemical-laden smoke from our discarded fashion. This is the dark side of the supply chain, the final, hidden step in the life of a $5 t-shirt. The system is designed to prioritize speed and low cost above all else. Brands produce collections at a dizzying pace, encouraging a culture of disposability. We are trained to see clothes as temporary, to be worn a few times and then discarded. The low price tag hides the true cost, a cost paid by garment workers in low-wage countries and by the planet itself. The Atacama graveyard is the physical evidence of this broken model. It forces us to confront the sheer scale of the waste we are creating. When we donate our old clothes, we feel we are doing something good, but often we are just passing the problem along. The global secondhand clothing market is so saturated that much of what is donated ends up in places like this. It's a system that has reached its breaking point, overwhelmed by the sheer volume of material we are churning out. What can be done? The solutions are as complex as the problem. It requires a fundamental shift in how we produce, consume, and value clothing. Brands need to take responsibility for the entire life cycle of their products. This means moving away from the fast fashion model towards one that prioritizes durability, repairability, and responsible end-of-life management. We need investment in textile recycling technologies that can handle the complex materials we use today. And as consumers, we have a role to play. By buying less, choosing better quality, and wearing our clothes for longer, we can begin to reduce the demand that fuels this relentless cycle of production and waste. The desert is sending us a clear message. This mountain of clothes is not just a Chilean problem, it's a global one. It is the legacy of our consumption, written across the landscape for all to see. We cannot simply look away. We must understand the systems that created this and work to build a new one. If you found this exploration of our world's hidden realities compelling, consider subscribing to Documentary Reel for more stories that uncover the truth.